Oh, peace, family. Hotep, bonjour, buenos dias, shalom, assalamu alaikum, all that good stuff, all those positive, wonderful, awesome greetings that we use to extend these vibrations from one entity to another. I just want to show my appreciation for the few good human family members we have left on this extremely toxic planet. And when I speak to the toxic, you have to forgive my energy, forgive my mood. Somebody just pissed me off, and I wasn't gonna do the video today because of that experience. But in order to establish an organic relationship with you all, I'm like, there are going to be times where the energy isn't quite on the frequency that you want. That's life. And it's why we do these things. It's why we do yoga, to recalibrate, to correct the imbalances that often occur when we are sharing in these experiences with each other. By the way, my name is Shine. Shine, S-H-Y-N-E, like the sunshine. Shine Kemyo. And I am a Kemetic yoga instructor, amongst other things, but we're just going to deal with Kemyo because that's what this particular series is about. This is an introduction video. I'm not very comfortable with speaking into a camera lens. I'm an organic bro. I like to pull up on you face to face, put one in the air, have some drinks, whatever. But this digital era, these digital relationships do not or have not really fulfilled me. As a spectator, yes, more so, but as a content creator, I haven't really figured out how to tap into the digital realm. But my colleagues, my people, my fam, they're telling me, I'm gonna get lost in the times if I don't make this adjustment. So be patient with me. I also, I'm working on my expressions. I have a significant street or hood background, so some words might slip out. And I'm focusing on, at least on this particular, throughout this series, not to be spewing out, certain words. So just be patient with me in this process. Let's get into it. Yoga. Yoga is just essential to your overall health and well-being. This is not an elective course. Just like water is not elective, it's a necessity. Air is not an elective, it's a necessity. Food is not an elective, it is a necessity to not only survive, but to thrive, to charge, to give you sufficient energy to manifest the works you are here to create. So I got a lot of qualms with the yoga industry. I got a lot of issues with the yoga industry, and rather than just be a critic talking shit about everybody or whatever, it's best to just get boots on the ground, get to the work, and do what you think it should be, or express what you feel it should represent. And that's what I'm doing. Particularly the needs, the cries and The pain and the suffering is so apparent all across the states, all across the world. We are being bombarded with attacks that are so extreme and foreign and alien to human beings that we're struggling to even recognize an enemy. I always say if you can't recognize the enemy, then you're the enemy. There is a consciousness to either do nothing and tolerate or take the abuse, or to step up and overcome. America has become a nation of bitches. I don't have a better word. So you're gonna have to just deal with bitch for now. But this is a nation that is willing to get bent over and raped for a meal. I'd rather die. Just so you can know what kind of brother I am out the gate. And before I'd rather die, I'm gonna make an effort to kill the threat. We're gonna leave that there and just move on to the other subject matter. But this ain't no time to be no, you know what I'm saying? This is a time to address your capacity and be honest about your capacity and make a conscious effort to increase your capacity to survive these times and hopefully even thrive, or get ready to, get put in the dirt. Because fight or flight, that's just a wrap. Ain't nowhere to fly, ain't nowhere to run to. Where you gonna go? You are surrounded. Let me speak to some specific instances. For example, I was just pissed off by a former romantic interest. We're gonna leave it at that. America is known for these toxic relationships, intimate relationships. We're known for, I'm talking about just worldwide, infamous for toxic professional relationships. The political arena is disgusting. The entertainment industry is disgusting. It's perverse. The food is, it's not even food. The air we're breathing, I mean, we're getting choked out just to get a couple breaths. The water, Flint is the headline, but we talking about thousands of Flints. And the list goes on. We can talk about that all day. That ain't what I'm here for. If you're going to, is this a gnat all up in my shin? No. Pardon me. If we're going to discuss the problems, we're going to at least discuss resolve. And I always like to put more emphasis and energy into the resolve over the problem. But I'm not speaking on anything that's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? That's deniable. I'm not speaking on anything that's deniable. This stuff is apparent. The wickedness, the evils, we're immersed in it as a collective human body worldwide. I'm in Costa Rica right now on a self-care workcation. I needed to calibrate. I needed to fast, just American citizen energy, American culture energy. Like, what is American culture anyway? Because when I think about what we're gonna get to the yoga. By the way, I'm a scribe, so as a writer, I talk a lot. I can get real talkative. Fortunately for you, you got the pause button, you got a forward button, you got a stop, you got that little X in the corner. Which corner is it? One of them corners that you just get rid of. So you got to do what you got to do. But I'm gonna talk and I'm gonna say what I got to say. That's why I don't do a lot of posts on social media. I'm not very good at social media because they put you in these little boxes. How many word characters you get? And I ain't got time for that. Don't need to put me in no box, bitch. Work with me. Patience. So anyway, getting back to the topic at hand. Because there is no fight or flight as a feasible option in these times, it's fight or die. You have to understand that the fight begins inside. The fight begins with you. What are you allowing yourself to be exposed to? What are you doing to counter elements that are unavoidable? And just to give you a background on me, I played football throughout middle school, high school, college, on scholarship and all of that, and had aspirations to play in the NFL, but I suffered 6 concussions, diagnosed concussions. There were way more concussions than that I just played through. Injuries to rotator cuffs, knee ligaments, limbs and joints. A significant amount of physical healing was necessary for me, rehabilitation. The mental trauma from playing football is something that is not often really discussed. We're focusing on CTE right now, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is important because that is a very significant brain disease. But emotional levels, spiritual levels, these aren't always addressed. These are never addressed when you're dealing with CTE, actually. So these are the more subtle elements or subtle attacks that we're experiencing, not just football players, soccer, baseball, and gymnastics. These sisters are suffering concussions all the time from gymnastics as well. So we have to really be conscious of the traumas that athletes are dealing with. I come from some very tough streets: Richmond, Virginia, Atlanta, College Park, Georgia, Baltimore, Maryland, LA. So when you're dealing in Dallas, but I wasn't in no tough area in Dallas, I was in Plano. Don't get me started on Plano. That's gonna be in another video though. When you are growing up and being developed in these urban environments that are saturated with family toxicity, parents, siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles, and then your community members, the friends. I got an issue with that word. I don't know what the hell a friend is. 'Cause what's a friend of me? Like, is the friend of me always there when they could be when they're being called a friend, and then an act just makes them a frenemy, or they always a friend of me? Is friend and frenemy interchangeable? I don't trust the word. I don't get it. I don't trust it. So everyone that I have a close relationship with that I would identify as a friend, I call family. You're a brother or you're a sister, or I don't know you. Stranger. Brother, sister, or stranger. That's what it is with me. I ain't playing no games with y'all. So, I ain't finna talk your head off in this introductory video. I just wanted to lay some kind of history down so that you know the energy that you are voluntarily engaging with. Because I'm going to read your comments, and I appreciate that. Introduce yourself. Let me know that you ain't just a computer or just a lens or whatever. Let me know something real back there. And, let's see where this goes. Kemetic yoga versus other yogas. Kemetic yoga extends from the word Kemet, or ancient Kemet. Kemet is what the Greeks call Egypt. Egypt is a Greek term. And Egyptos, I want to say, is where Egypt derived from. And ancient Kemet was just this phenomenal just astounding civilization that has left us evidence of the intellectual and spiritual capacity of human beings all across the earth. Now, ancient Kemet is specifically to the Nile Valley civilization on the Nile Valley River, but obviously there are pyramids and remnants of these thousands of years worth of dynasties all over the earth, because we traverse, we make moves. So when you're getting into yoga, Africa isn't even mentioned as the originator. Africa is not even, or Al-Kabilan, or Kush, is not even in the discussion as the contributing source of what yoga is. So we're going to dispel that bullshit stuff. Bull stuff. As a Taurus zodiac, I don't like the word bull stuff. I can't use that no more. I digress. I have an issue with Kemet not being recognized as not just a contributor to what yoga is, but the founding civilization of yoga. Read my book. I wrote a book, Kemyo, Kemyo, First Impression, Last Resort. You want to get into some stuff, let's get into it. Bringing it back. Let's get to some yoga, some Kemetic yoga. When we're dealing with Kemetic yoga, we're dealing with two fundamental principles: the rule of 4 breathing and geometric progression. So first, in establishing the breath, we have to understand that as living, not just the breathing with the lungs, but all living organisms, we are the divine instruments of the Creator of the universe, used to sustain and perpetuate harmony, rhythm, and melody as we manifest these incredible creations. So I play the piano as well. So when you look at a music sheet in the stanzas, the basis is 4 notes per stanza. It could be a whole note, which is 4 beats, 4 quarter notes. Well, I just did that. Half notes, whatever. But 4 is the basis. So when you are breathing, it is critical to realize you are an instrument of the universe. And the more in sync with the flow and with the rhythm and the melodies, the songs of life, the healthier you'll be, because you're in a dance now with the Creator. Used to smoke a lot of herb, so my ideas can be out the box. All of them are. Now, I don't know if they got anything to do with the weed or not, but I ain't high now. You can't do that stuff in Costa Rica. So anyway, I don't think dancing with the Creator is too far-fetched, actually. Get off me, mosquito. Yeah, he was really biting, too. Fuckers. All right, let's get to this, because I ain't about to be out here getting ate up. Yes, I am. So, the first lesson I want to deal with is establishing the breath. And essentially, this is called cleansing breath. We are the breath. Even in your scripture, I read the Bible cover to cover just because I had to get to the bottom of this religion and religious stuff, because that stuff be all over the place to me. I read the Quran cover to cover as well. Again, I need to get to the bottom of this global insanity. So I know that these spiritual doctrines and these religious organizations are significantly responsible for the insanity of human beings. Totally, complete, delusional, out of the motherfucking mind. Deal with it. People, everywhere, country to country, I don't care where you at. You know what I'm saying? So, and religion is pumping that, fueling that, that misalignment is what it is. And I don't think, after reading the text, I don't think it's so much the text as it is the interpretation and the agenda behind the preaching of certain sermons. I digress. We're gonna explore that though another time. Back to this breathing, back to this dance, back to this flow, back to this rhythm. Rhythm and flow, hey, shout out. I enjoyed first season. Shout out to D Smoke, yo. London B, come on with it. Beans. Those are my favorite three, but anyway. I really enjoyed that show. I really enjoyed it. And I was so skeptical because I work in television and film, and I think we've been missing a lot when it comes to that. We're significantly underperforming in the motion picture industry, but I'm changing that shit too. I be digressing. Let me get back. Let's do some breathing. Cleansing breath. Ah, shit, some damn ants about to crawl in my locks. I know it. Will they crawl back out on their own, like while I'm asleep or something? Or they just like stay up? We're gonna find out. I gotta pee. I'm gonna go pee. And then we're gonna come back and do cleansing breath. And we's back. Okay. Sometimes you just got to shimmy that shit. So, consistent with pretty much all yoga variations, you want to establish the breath prior to engaging in the more physical elements of the practice. We, as Kemetic yoga practitioners, do the mummy pose to establish our breath. I'm looking at this mosquito drinking my blood. Get off me. You know what? You know what? I'm going to meditate through his. I'm just going because I see what you're trying to do, mosquito. You're trying to distract me. You're trying to throw me off my game. Go on, get your blood, fool. Go on, get your blood. Look at this big ass welt from the other one. I knew that was gonna turn into something. That joint already itch. Let me get, you know, that's why you gotta do your, I mean, I don't care what it is. They're coming for us. They're coming for our peace. But we're gonna meditate through this mosquito. We're gonna meditate through all, because there's more than one. We're gonna meditate through all these attacks and all that stuff. We're gonna get right. Oh, y'all heard that? All right. Let's establish this breath. Mummy pose. Let's put the heels, plant your heels at the corners of the mat. You want your arms, your shoulders to be loose and limber, you know, and let them just kind of lay with the palms upward on the surface next to you. And you just, you know, you just lay it on back. You know what I'm saying? Lay it on back. And, you know, allow gravity to do what gravity do. You're going to feel yourself sink into the surface. And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? We're grounding ourselves. So the first exercise of the cleansing breath is to establish our rhythmic breathing, our rule of 4 breathing. When you think about the music notes and the stanzas that I was saying earlier, when you think about songs, it's always important to consider and appreciate that the space, the rest notes where there's no sound, where you don't hear anything, where you can kind of just appreciate the silence, that's a part of the song. You know? So also, we want to consider that when we're changing direction, you have to stop the direction that you're going in order to reverse direction. So the principles of rule of 4 breathing are inhale, rest. Take that rest note or pause. We don't want to say hold the breath, but essentially you're kind of holding the breath. But I like to say rest. Allow the breath to change directions and then exhale the energy out. So we're going to inhale for 4 seconds. We're going to rest or pause for 2. And we're going to exhale for 4 seconds. And we're going to repeat this cycle 5 times. Let's go. All through the nostrils, closed mouth breathing. Breathe from your diaphragm, not from your chest. You should feel your belly filling up with air. I'm gonna go ahead and get one more in just because it's just feeling so good. Yoga it's just so much more special sometimes after somebody done pissed you off. All right. Now we're going to transition to a more, you was just over there trying to have a full course meal though. You're just getting greedy with it. Like you were on a vein. Pardon me. They coming for me. For this next phase of the cleansing breath, we want to place a 10-pound sandbag just above the navel, below your sternum, to begin to stir the energy and the breath up inside. Mind you, when we're doing the first phase, establishing the rule of 4 breathing and the rhythm, that is to assess the body temple. Don't forget, this is a temple that is hosting the spirit or soul energy in possession. And that consciousness, the soul's consciousness, has to assess the nooks and the crannies of the system to determine what areas need to be addressed. So let's do it one more time. Let's do phase one more time with that in mind, with that considered, that you are assessing from crown to root the condition of the temple. 5 more cycles. Okay. Now that we've assessed the temple, it's time to stir this energy up. About to whip it around. So, again, I'm out of the country, so I do not have my bean bags with me. You know, ain't nobody trying to add no extra weight to that luggage. They be taxing. But nature provides us with weights. So I got this stone here, probably about 10 pounds or so. And again, I'm gonna place it below my sternum, above my navel. Ooh, yes. And let gravity do what gravity do. We're gonna inhale the same way we did to assess the temple. And exhale, hold or rest, and exhale. But utilize this pressure from the weight to really stir that energy and that breath around in the body. Let's get some rhythmic breathing going. Rule of 4. And when you're doing this phase, we all have different lung capacities, breathing capacities. So breathe according to your own capacity. It doesn't have to necessarily be 4 seconds, 2 seconds, rest, 4 seconds. Do what you gotta do. Do what's natural for you. You sing to your own melody. You dance to your own beat. This is your world. So at your own capacity, let's do the rule of 4 breathing. As long as you just remember to inhale, take your rest, reverse the energy, exhale, take the rest, and reverse the energy. That's the most important part. So we're going to do 5 cycles at our own pace and capacity. We're still doing all closed mouth, all through the nostrils. Pardon me, I just felt like something was just going to town on my hand. Let's get one more cycle. Yes, yes. Muy bien. Yes. Now that we got that energy stirred up, it's time to expel all energies that do not serve us. You have to know something about your life. You have to know something about yourself. You have to know something about your purpose in order to know what energies in your life are serving you, are doing a disservice to you. I ain't trying to get too deep now, but yoga is deep. Life is deep. And we are living in some very shallow times. So you know what, maybe I am wanting to get a little deep. But it is what it is. It's time to expel any and all energies that do not serve you. And that is not necessarily all negative energies. Negative energies create balance. There are positive and negative forces. There are light and dark forces. We need both. We need the polarity. We need the duality. We need the balance. But there are positive energies that don't necessarily serve you. There are negative energies that don't necessarily serve you. So this process is about expelling energy that does not serve your well-being. What that looks like is we're going to take in a deep, long breath to the maximum of your capacity. Do your rest, and in a single forceful burst, exhale that breath out into the universe to deal with. You are releasing it from your system back into the cosmic system to be reckoned with. Let's get about 4 to 6 of these, depending on, you know what? I might still be feeling the type of way from earlier. I might need about 8 to 12. I don't know. We're going to see. Let's go. Expelling all energy that does not serve us. This is an open mouth exercise. We are breathing in through the nostrils and we are exhaling forcefully with a burst through an open mouth. Woo, I had to smile on that last one because I felt that bitch go. Got to kick them bitches out your life. Yes, I felt that go. Oh, by the way, when I used that term just now, I was not referencing a female or anything disrespectful. I call it any energy that doesn't serve you bitch energy. It's not I'm not using it in a it's derogatory. I'm not speaking positively now, but not like, oh, women this and as a matter of fact, I know more male bitches than anything. So just any energy that doesn't serve you is bitch energy. I'm gonna find another word because I know this channel is this subject matter yoga, that language isn't really appreciated. So I'm exploring another. Leave in the comments, help me out with some new words. Help me replace some of these words. I have to clean out my, some habits and stuff. So work with me on that. But that felt good. All right, the next phase, we're going to reestablish the breath. But this time, you're going to press your tongue to the roof of your mouth as you inhale through your nostrils, exhale through your nostrils with the tongue pressed to the roof of the mouth. Let's get about 4 to 6 cycles of this. Oh yeah, baby. Release the tongue. Make sure you're letting gravity do its work. Your body should just be sinking, and whatever surface you are laying on, you should just almost be one with that thing. Let's shift to the final phase of our cleansing breath exercise. We're going to remove the weight. Thank you, Stone, for your energy. Our stones are living entities. Dua. You're going to take your right hand with your fingers together and your thumb extended, and place it just under the rib cage with the thumb and the peak pyramid type part of the rib cage. You want your right thumb to be consistent and aligned with that. Take your left hand, place it on top, and you're forming a pyramid with your thumbs inside the peak of the pyramid of the rib cage. You see? And we're going to keep those arms above the elbows rested on the surface. We're going to press our tongue back against the roof of the mouth. And we're going to inhale through our nostrils And on your exhale, with a slightly open mouth, just kind of a natural open, you release the air. And let's get 4 to 6 cycles. Ants are definitely in my locks and on my neck, so we gonna speed this. Actually, I can't wait. My fault, y'all. Okay, back. Let me get 2 more. They real out here. Excellent. Oh, that feels so good, y'all. I feel, like, for real, I do not feel anything like how I was feeling before this video started. It is, I mean, yoga is truly a magical experience when you appreciate it for what it truly is and is meant to be. Like, I feel great. I really do. That energy has been released. So from here, let's take that left arm and go ahead and return it to the surface, palms down. Let's take that right arm and return it to the surface, palm down. Go and get your breath. Just a regular old natural breath, how you breathe. Slide your left and right heels to the middle or center of the mat. Bringing these legs next to each other. Slide your arms in by your side.